And guess what? You haven't been working. You can't move away. And hopefully they cut off social services in other places so that these people will be trapped in these communist deserts that they created for themselves. And they can just stay there in their own little paradises. Personally, I remember being, like I said, I remember being in LA during the lockdown, and I remember finding out I don't have to pay rent anymore. It felt weird. Because I even told myself I don't want to ever get used to not paying bills. Why do you think so many men like going to jail? You think men hate going to jail? Men enjoy jail. There's no bills, no responsibilities. You get to hang out with your buddies all day and gamble and play dice and play poker and chess. No responsibilities, no child support. You're already in jail. You don't have to worry about going back to jail. But it's the allure of no bills and responsibility. Prison is easy. Being on the outside here is hard. But that's the appeal of it. This coming to these cities where everything's going to be free and you don't got to pay bills. For me, I'm uncomfortable. I want to pay my way, but I'm not a communist. I don't want the government to have to take care of me and mine. We'll take care of ourselves. Certain people understand that freedom comes with responsibility, and it's a responsibility to take care of yourself. That's what freedom is for. Not the freedom to depend on somebody else to take care of me, like the government. I see a lot of women voting for this stuff, but you got to think about it. The government has been their husband. The government feeds them. We've just found that out because of the whole EBT SNAP thing. Now we know all these women live off the government for food. They live off the government for where they're going to live, housing, and then they can call police when they need protection. So where does a man even fit in anyway? No wonder feminism took over. No wonder your wife left. No wonder your kids are gay, trans. I mean, that's a natural progression of this communist creep that's coming into our lives. Order is going to have to be restored, but I'll be honest, there's no way you can go communist and come back to being responsible for yourself. There is no return. That lifestyle, and they're going to entrench these areas, and they're going to fight to the death to be poor around other poor people happily. They want their plantation. They want their slavery. They want their master. Who are we to deny them? That's a lifestyle choice, just like being homeless is a lifestyle choice, just like being gay is a lifestyle choice. Just because I don't choose that lifestyle doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that I'm opting out of it. My only request is don't ask me to pay for it. I don't want to fund your communist fantasies and your utopia where you can just frolic all day, no responsibilities. I don't want to live like that. I'd rather work. I'd rather be an adult. I'd rather pay my way. I can't. I just don't want to. I don't want to live like you, and you don't want to live like me. So we don't need to coexist. We don't need to be around each other. That's why separation is okay. Segregation, when it comes to it's okay. Everybody's not the same. Mentally, we're not all the same. So forcing it doesn't make sense. If this is what they want, someone who's going to give them free groceries from state-run stores. I know what state-run stores look like. Government cheese, rice, mayonnaise, a few ounces of meat and bread, and you stretch it for a week. You know how many Americans would be more than happy with that because everyone else around them is going to be equally broke? They're going to have to get rid of the TV, and they have to get rid of the internet. That way you're not watching lifestyles of the rich and famous, and you start aspiring for more. You're going to want to keep them there. Why do you think we don't have internet and all that back in Cuba? Why do you think all that stuff's cut off in these communist countries? They don't want you desiring more because they understand this is an insecurity problem.